Hi, I'm Wemsy, and as a mom of three autistic children, I think I'm qualified to tell you things that are absolutely worth your money. Autism Edition. Number one on the list would be investing in sensory equipment, and the one thing that I always advise parents to get is a trampoline. You can get an indoor trampoline or an outdoor trampoline. And what this does is help with regulating the system, redirecting harmful steaming, great for exercise. Your child has endless fun, and also help burn out all the energy that your child has, especially if they have ADHD. And what I also do an hour before bedtime is to encourage my children to jump on the trampoline, so that way they are more relaxed and hopefully get a better sleep. You also need a swivel chair. Absolutely no justification for it, but they love the swivel chair. The second thing you need to get will be blackout blinds, especially if your child has difficulty with sleep in the summertime, because what you get in the UK is around like 2 a.m 3 a.m it's already looking bright, and I think sometimes that can confuse an autistic child to think that, oh, it's morning, I need to wake up. So if you invest in a good blackout blind, there's a high possibility that your child would have better sleep at night. And I'm not saying that your child will totally stop sleeping, because I still get my children waking up like 4 a.m 5 a.m in the morning, but at least I know that the sun is not the reason, or the brightness is not the reason why they're awake at night. Number three on the list, which is non-negotiable, will be active sports. The first one, which is compulsory, is swimming lessons. When my oldest was about 4 years old, we had this life-threatening, like literally I thought I was going to lose my son. And Shahim used to wander a lot towards like rivers, water, pools. And there was this occasion, which I might maybe talk about some other time, where when that incident happened and my life literally flashed in front of me, I said to myself, yeah, I need to put you in swimming lessons. This is like, you have to learn at least how to float in water, or how to survive if there is need be. And a lot of autistic children always usually don't have danger awareness, or stranger awareness, or safety awareness. So that's one investment that I would highly recommend and suggest you do put your child in. The second one will be active sports. So like, for example, my second child is also doing rugby. He has ADHD, and the time where we usually go for the lessons are usually in the evening time, so that also kind of like helps and prepare him towards bedtime. He's also learning a sport and an activity, and maybe in future, if he decides to have a career in rugby or whatever sport that he decides to do, that is going to be a win-win. Number four on the list will be play therapy, that is mostly child-led play. And even if you also incorporate adult-led play, I always say let it be within the child's special interest, so that way they're also still interested in that activity, even though it is an adult that is leading the play, but it is still within their special interest. So I can give you an example. My daughter loves watching Peppa Pig on YouTube, and I noticed there's this particular episode that she always puts on repeat, where they are making pancakes. And one day my daughter came and was like, oh mom, I want to make pancake. And then she was like recreating the scenes. I was also modeling some things in her AAC device to help her, learn new words, learn what the ingredients are. And she was like doing it almost every day at some point, because she really loved it. And the thing I love about play therapy is that your autistic child will learn so many skills. So things like fine motor skills, life skills, eye coordination, they can build their strength. It can also help them work around their communication as well. Like I said, with my daughter, I'm always modeling things like ingredients in her AAC to tell her this is flour. So she's learning new words. She's also learning new sentences. So things like that are great. Another thing too is like investing in educational toys as well. So like my daughter likes Peppa Pig, like I said. So whenever we go out, if I see anything that is around numbers or alphabets that is educational and it's like Peppa Pig themed, I will also get it for her. The next one is investing in your child's special interest, which is linked to play therapy as well. So I'll use Lego as an example. So when my oldest was into Lego, I used to buy him so many models, and let's say, for example, there's a particular Lego set that is a special interest, I would buy it for him, he would build it. And when my child does things like that, what it makes me see, or the potential that I see, can be things like work opportunities in the future, career opportunities in the future. So in situations like that, if your child is really good in like building Legos, your child could probably be a YouTuber where they are building all the collections of Legos. They can either get brand collaborations, brand deals. They can also maybe go for tournaments where they build Legos. They can even be constructors, engineers, builders, handyman. Like, the possibility is endless. And I feel like once you notice that your child has a special interest, even if it's something like drawing, and you're getting them supplies of art, and then as they go and as good as they get, you might probably start selling their art collections. Because I do know a boy on Instagram who I follow, who is really good at like drawing, and they put his work in exhibitions where people actually buy them. So there's a lot of like career opportunities when you invest in your child's special interest, and I always root for that. And I feel like when people ask me, oh, what do you do with your kids, how do they get to do stuff and this, I always say the main thing, or the foundation, is always investing in my child's or my children's special interest. The next one on the list is Twinkle subscription. So let's say you are looking for educational resources, activities that your child can do, or help your child with their learning, their maths, their English. This app is actually a great app where you will find resources for your child. So I highly suggest this. And this is actually new to us. I think it's about, I can't remember how much it is per month, but it was recommended by my children's TA, and they were like, we should download it, especially my daughter. She loves doing math, she loves doing activities. So that is a great place to find resources. Next on the list is communication device, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be like, oh, shouldn't this be the first on the list, because I'm a great advocate for it. Yes, everything that I've listed there as important, and they're kind of like interlinked with each other, especially if you have a non-speaking child or an autistic child who is just putting words together. So let's say they're at the stage of learning like 2 or 3 or 4 words to put them in sentences. Having a communication app can actually help with that process. The app we use was strongly recommended by Ninth Functioning Autism. She's on socials, and she's the one I usually go for like helps and tips on when I need like advice, or I'm struggling, or I need anything that I feel like she might be able to put her input in, because she's an autistic adult who also has autistic children. She's the one I always go to, so I always like try whatever she recommends. So she recommended trying the ProLoQ to Go, because that's the app she's also using as well, and we've seen a lot of improvements with Susan, especially when it comes to her communication and also with speech. So when we introduced it, I think like 3-4 months of modeling, she first didn't show any interest, and I was thinking to myself, oh my god, is she really going to get to understand it? But Tiffany really advised and recommended that I just keep modeling it to her, and that at some point, if I make it customized to her needs and the things that she likes to do rather than the things that I want her to do, I would probably see a lot of improvement. And then when I changed that, whereby like I said, like modeling places she loves to go, things she loves to do, she started showing more interest in the AAC device. Obviously, there are other tools and ways your child can learn how to speak or communicate. So like with my oldest, and even with Sultan as well, she still learns a lot of language which she loves to echo from the shows she loves to watch. The next on the list is investing in a good noise cancelling headphones, which also serves as a ear defender. My little ones used like the regular ear defender, but with my oldest, I noticed at some point, sometimes last year, he started getting extremely sensitive to noise. And at first we got one from TikTok, like a noise cancelling from TikTok, but that didn't do anything. So when I asked for recommendations on socials. A lot of people recommended the Sony brand. I can't remember the particular model we got for Shaheem. If I do, or if you want to know which one, let me know in the comments, or I will put it somewhere in the comments. After we got that for him, we noticed that it was more tolerant with noise. So sometimes he would use it for like his music, whatever he's watching, his YouTube, his shows. And if he's not listening to any music, he also likes to use it like just wear it just to block out noise when he's out and about. And even in school as well, he gets to wear his ear defender. I mean, the noise cancelling headphones as a ear defender when he's in class, and it helps him concentrate, helps him regulate. The next one is having a surveillance around your house, indoors and outdoors. Trust me, this is going to give you peace of mind. So let's say, for example, you need to jump into the shower. You can still monitor them while you're having your bath. If they're playing in the garden or if they're downstairs in the living room, you're watching them and seeing what they are doing. And honestly, for safety reasons, for peace of mind, I highly recommend it. Even sometimes it's actually great for when your children are notorious for throwing things in the garden or whatever. I remember this time that we're looking for Sosan's iPad, and the find me on the pad was saying us it was in their house. Meanwhile, it was in our neighbor's garden. And if we didn't have that camera then, it would have been so much stress trying to find it, because we'll still be thinking, oh, maybe it's under the bed, maybe it's under this, or where is this, where is that? But having that camera to show us that, yes, she threw it in the garden, the neighbor's garden, was just a lifesaver. Also, if you have children who wander or they are notorious for maybe finding your keys, at least you're watching them even if you're not like close to them. The final one is having AirTags. Even for me as a parent, it is an essential that I need, especially for me who has ADHD. It has saved my marriage. It has saved my mental health, because every time I'm always arguing with my husband, I can't find my wallet, I can't find my key, oh my God. And he's like, why can't you find it? I'm like, please look for it, even though it's not his job to do. So what he did was, we have AirTags, and he also got me like this card stuff. I don't know what this is called. Oh yeah, towel. So it's kind of like a card where if I'm looking for my wallet, it will just like, there's an app that is linked that it makes a sound, so I find it. The AirTags, that one is mostly for my kids and also on my key as well. And we had this scare when we went to Disney Paris, where we almost lost one of our kids. And that was a lesson for me to say, anytime I take my children to unfamiliar places or places I know that are extremely busy, they're gonna have an AirTag on them, whether in their clothing, their bag, their shoes. There will always be a AirTag. So that's also why we started buying AirTags, and since then we've like literally had peace of mind. And that's not to say that you shouldn't keep your eye on your children when you're in public, but just in circumstance where the worst happens or your child wanders, at least you have an idea of where they are. Oh yeah, that's it. If you want me to do another what is worth the money that is inexpensive, let me know in the comment section. Or either things that you think that are worth the money, let me know in the comments as well. And I gotta go now.